It's 8:30. Good morning. I'm Ian Crouch with Hunter News. 5 people, including a young child, have been taken to hospital following a 3-vehicle crash at Ravensworth. A truck and 2 cars collided on the New England Highway at about 4:45 this morning. 3 ambulances transported 4 adults and a 1-year-old child to hospital. The most seriously injured was a 53-year-old man who sustained a suspected fractured wrist and a deep cut to his scalp. He was taken to the John Hunter Hospital. The ambulance service says all the other patients were taken to Singleton and Muswellbrook hospitals with only minor injuries. A man has died after his 4-wheel drive rolled near Clarencetown. The 69-year-old was travelling along Dungog Road yesterday afternoon when he lost control of his Toyota Prado at Wallarobba. It's the second fatality on the Hunters roads in less than 12 hours after a 46-year-old man was killed in a crash on Tokal Road at Minderibba yesterday morning. Tonight's Newcastle Council meeting will decide the fate of the former heavy rail corridor. The state government has lodged a rezoning proposal for the corridor land, which will allow for residential and commercial development, as well as green open space and tourism uses. Council's interim CEO, Jeremy Barth, says councillors have been thoroughly briefed on a variety of issues, including the state government's stance of not needing the corridor for future transport purposes.
One issue that the councillors had identified that they wanted some certainty on was whether there had been a direction from the New South Wales government as to whether they wanted to retain the rail corridor for future transport needs. And certainly we've made clear to them that the New South Wales government made clear that it had no future use for what is now the former heavy rail corridor.
Newcastle councillors will also decide tonight whether to accept a hefty pay rise. A report to councillors recommends they accept the maximum allowable increase of 16%, taking their earnings to just over $30,000 a year, while the Lord Mayor's salary would rise by 24% to $125,000. It comes as other councillors across the state are only eligible for a 2.5% increase allowed by an independent tribunal. With temperatures set to soar into the low 40s in some parts of the Hunter this week, the Rural Fire Service is taking as many precautions as they can. Fire permits have been banned for Singleton and Muswellbrook, with the RFS fearing fires could easily get out of control. RFS Operational Manager Leanne Bell says there's no certainty there'll be a fire ban this week, but anything can happen.
I'd say probably on Thursday we'll go to very high or severe fire danger rating, which will then probably see a total fire ban. But it's just a little bit too early to tell at this particular moment in time.
Lake Macquarie Council has decided to put off making a call on a mobile phone tower proposed for Caves Beach. The Telstra phone tower proposed for Scenic Drive is being met with some opposition from residents due to potential health risks. Council will undertake a site inspection before making a decision.
Sport for our sponsor, PRD Nationwide East Maitland.
Johnny Katrimba scored his breakthrough goal in the Newcastle Jets' 2-1 win over Perth Glory. The teenager started in 12 games for the Jets last season, but has been dropped down the pecking order since the arrival of Daniel Georgievski and Nikolai Topor-Stanley. Katrumbas hopes his goal is a sign of things to come. South Newcastle and Maitland are emerging as the favourites to sign former Knights and Raiders hooker Adam Clydesdale, with Western Suburbs ruling themselves out. Clydesdale walked away from a new 1-year deal at the Raiders a fortnight ago, effectively bringing an end to his 57-game NRL career. The hooker says he's feeling burned out and wants to start a new phase of his life. And Branxton golfer Corey Lamb has been recognised with an Outstanding Achievement Award at the Jack Newton Junior Golf Presentation Ceremony. The 16-year-old won gold in the Australian All-Schools Individual Stroke Championships in Adelaide over the weekend. And the winning numbers in Monday Lotto are 17, 22, 38, 20, 11 and 27, and the supplementaries are 9 and 28. 2NURFM News Time, 26 to 9.